right. How's everyone doing today? Stu 1701, how's it going, man? Hofster, hello. Kane, good to see you. Sean, Chi, I'm butchering that, I'm sure. K-Wolves, what's up, buddy? Gregory, good to see you. Cracker Zero, hello. Call, how you doing? Spencer, what's up, man? Michael, good to see you. Gary, hello. All right, well, it's been a crazy week. We've gotten all kinds of goodies and new content, and it's just a real exciting time. So I just wanted to do a stream today and go over some of that just in case anybody missed anything. Rob, what's up, buddy? Crusher, how you doing? So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I am not going to do any gameplay today. We're just going to go through the news, talk about that, answer any kind of questions. Feeling a little bit under the weather. I don't feel terrible. I just feel like bleh. I got good sleep, too. All right, let's take a look at what we got going here. All right. So we'll start with just a recap. So kind of the big items last week was that they gave us the free Tier 6 coupons and the account bank for everybody for free. So that is just super awesome, especially for the free-to-play players. Last week finished up the 5 days of giveaway gifts leading up to the 12th anniversary. So that was some nice goodies that we got there as well. So let's jump into the news here. Some of this stuff we'll just kind of briefly go over because it's kind of like whatever, at least to me. I mean, I appreciate them doing these reskins on ships. Neither of these are my favorite, but they did a really good job on them. So we got the Cheyenne and the Olympus that they reskinned, and I am happy that they're going back through, you know, some of the ships that are older. Generally, that's tied to, new content and things like that coming out, but nevertheless, that is nice that they're doing that. I think the last one they did was the Nova, and it turned out really, really nice. So that's good. That's good that they're continually, updating the look of the game. Being it, that it's 12 years old, it needs to be done, but they're doing a really good job with that. So that turned out nice. See if my tea is too hot still. I burned my tongue right before I started. All right. So we got a Lobi sale going, 20% off. That will conclude tomorrow morning. We also have the keys are on sale as well for the single 10 and for the bundle of 20. Bundle of 20 will include the ultimate tech upgrade as well. So that's always nice when they do that. I definitely will be spending some Lobi later. I'm going to claim my year-long reward from last year and finally use it. And I got a good idea of what I'm going to use it on, so I've been sitting on that for a few months now. I got the Galaxy Dreadnought with the Tier 5 token. Okay, nice. It's a good-looking ship. What would you in chat say is the best way to go about finding a fleet to join? You can check out Pirate Scum Brotherhood, or there's also a Fed side, and I always screw up the acronym for that. There is a link if you join the Discord to apply. If somebody's in chat or you're in game as well, they could send you an invite. I will be launching a fleet here in the next week or two. Something that me and Spencer have been discussing. I'm still kind of working out the details. It'll be not a zero starting fleet, so it'll already be somewhat developed, which will be nice. And so we're still working out the details on that, but we'll have some more info for that coming up. But I would definitely look at Pirate Scum Brotherhood. Priority 1's another good one, especially for newer players. I still am in their fleet on a couple of my tunes, and pretty good community over there as well. What is considered as free to play? So, I mean, true free to play would be you spent $0, right? I mean, that's not a mantle that, like, you know, you have to stick to. If you got, you know, 20, 30 bucks or whatever you want to throw in here and there, you're still, you know, primarily free to play. But free to play is, you know, you're not spending any IRL money. You're spending a lot of time. And in some cases, that amount of time would be better spent, you know, with a part-time job and putting that money into the game, because it would take a lot less of working that part-time job at minimum wage. But, you know, some people aren't able to work, or, you know, their finances don't allow for that. And the game does a pretty good job at facilitating that kind of play style and still being able to get all the stuff you want. I mean, I have a free-to-play. I just claimed and used my my event reward from last year. I did a supported ISE the other day and was I did like 900,000, and that's on a 2-year-old account, 1-year-old tune, and I've spent literally $0 on it. All right, so let's take a look at this again. So I'm sure everybody is aware, but just in case you're not, with the launch of the expansion here and the well, I guess it's an expansion, but the anniversary event, they are giving us a tier 6 coupon. So this is 100% off any tier 6 ship in this the Zen store. You'll just go to your promotion tab to claim that. I have videos on how to claim it and how to actually use it. And, you know, if you want, like, say, a KDF ship on, you know, your Fed tune, there's specific ways to do that. They need to be claimed. If you're going to get, say, a KDF ship, and their account unlocks, obviously, when you use it, but you'll need to go on a KDF tune in order to claim that ship from the store. And then you can reclaim it from a Fed tune. So that is nice. If you haven't done that, make sure you grab that. This will be available to claim through the duration of the anniversary event. So if you haven't claimed it yet, you haven't missed out. Just go to your promotion tab and make sure that that you grab that, because that is awesome. All right, and this is what is ended. So the last on the giveaways leading up to the anniversary event. The last one being the Elite Captain's token. If you have not claimed that, then you have missed out. Those had to be claimed each day for the particular giveaway, and then it expired. I'm not going to go through the patch notes. It's just a bunch of you know, we fixed that and the other thing, and things that we know are still wrong, but. Overall, I think the game's working pretty darn good, unless you're trying to do, you know, record runs and those kinds of things. It's also a free giveaway on Epic. That's right. If you use Epic as your launcher, you can claim that. I am not able to, as far as I'm aware. There's not a way for me to link STO to my Epic account. If you have you know, got the game through Epic, then it would have tied your Epic login information to the game, and then you're able to use those credentials to log into, you know, the Arc launcher. So it works that way. But as far as I know, if you have you know, been using the game with credentials that were made through Cryptic, you will not be able to go the other way. If I'm wrong, let me know on that also, and send me a PM on that, because I wouldn't mind to get that sword in. What is it, an upgrade or XP boost or something like that? Yeah, you're finding the same thing, Stu? Okay. All right, next, we also have some giveaways that are third party, that are facilitated through Cryptic. It looks like they're already out of this one. That went fast. Well, if you haven't, or if you had, you were able to get yourself the Zhat Vash Disruptor, some bank slots, which is always nice, and then also a small XP boost. There was another one going through. This one looks like it still has some available here. So this is going to be on Alienware's website, Alienware Arena. There's links for both of these in the description. Sometimes these show up weird for me because I've already claimed them, so but it looks like they're out, but definitely check the links in the description. The Alienware looks like it still has quite a few available. It's basically the same package, except they give you a M.A.C.O rifle, which is super cool looking, especially for that Space Barbie action. I really like that. At the moment, it looks like there's some sort of bug with it where you can't upgrade it, but I'm assuming that'll probably get fixed here in the near future. So the rest of it, though, is the same as the Crucial giveaway key. So if you don't have an account, you can just make one and then just go in and claim it. You can also tie it to your social medias and stuff if you don't want to make logins and that kind of thing, and then claim your key. In order to use that, you'll just go into your launcher, and here, I'll show you. We get a lot of questions on this. You can do it through the website as well, but if you go into the launcher and then you click on the, let me scoot that over some. If you click on the cogwheel, activate product key, you'll just put it in here, next, and it'll say it's been delivered in game. There is a way to redeem on the website itself. I don't know how you would do it through the Epic launcher, but what you could do is log into the ARC website and then go to the code redeem page there and redeem it, or you could download the ARC launcher and log in to it and use it if you're using Epic or Steam. And there might be a way on Steam and Epic to redeem it through their launchers. I'm just not aware because I don't use it. The Crucial one went fast. Okay. Yeah, sometimes these go really quick and then sometimes they don't. It's kind of weird, but if you haven't claimed these, check out the links in the description. If they're still available, I would definitely grab yourself a key. I know some people will farm them. Generally, from the same IP address, it's not going to let you grab more than 2, regardless of what accounts you have. So if you were thinking about doing that, save some for other people. All right. Lastly, on the news front, yeah, let me just catch up with chat. I didn't know about the Zhat Vash. Oh, okay, yeah, that one came out after, or I found it after, and that one looks like it went pretty quick. I haven't checked out the weapon from that yet, so I claimed that one and the other one. I did grab the M.A.C.O one. I was not able either to use the inventory, or it's not inventory, it's bank, right? So I tried to use this one, bank slots. I tried to use this and it wouldn't let me, and I don't think I'm at the maximum. I'll need to double check that. Spencer had mentioned that might be bugged. So if you're trying to use this and you know for sure that you're not at the maximum, and the maximum's just got increased too, so I highly doubt you're at the maximum. Just wait, and they should have that patched, and then you'll be able to use it. X Jim, how's it going, man? 3MMA, how's it going? Or are you one of the bots? If you're not, I apologize. Yes, if you were at or near the old max, it won't let you. Okay, so that's probably where I'm at then on my main. So I'll just have to wait. None of those weapons are upgradable. Oh, really? So they're just not normally upgradable. That's not a bug. I see. Was saying he couldn't use the inventory slots either. Okay. Yeah, so I'm hearing that and I'm seeing that myself. So we'll see what happens. I'm assuming they'll fix that here at some point. I can't use the 12 inventory slots on my main. It says it's at max. Yeah, so there's something happening where, because they just increased last week part of the stuff that they did for us that got us also the free shared banks. It increased. Let me find it here. They increased all the base amounts of slots that you could get. And so if you were at or near the max, meaning you're close enough to where it wouldn't let you apply a upgrade to those slots because there's too many for the upgrade to fill in just what was left. So if you're at or near, it looks like there's an issue with using those upgrades to get yourself more slots. And I'm assuming that's a pretty big change, increasing that max. I know people have been asking for that for years, and I can't imagine why they wouldn't have wanted to do that for years. You know, more stuff in a lot of cases means more money spent and those kinds of things, not just on the slots, but on things to fill those slots with. So I'm sure they wanted to do that, so I'm assuming that was somewhat of a big deal on the back end, and so it's not surprising there's some issues with it. Luckily, the issues aren't massive, other than the fact that if you were at or near, it really doesn't work for you at the moment. So it's a big deal if you're one of those people. It's not if you're not one of those people. So are we discussing the PS? No. Boy, if you don't. We're not discussing for PS4, although PS4 should be starting sometime in March, and all of this information will be basically identical for PS4. So all the events for console and for PC are going to mirror each other pretty much exact. It's just that other than the winter and summer events, console is going to be a month or so behind us. So in a way, like, it's kind of a two-edged sword, right? Because one part of it is, you know, you see everybody else getting all this stuff, and it's like a bummer because you can't get it yet. But on the other hand, you know exactly what's coming now. And a lot of times, you know, for us, we don't know what's coming until like right before, you know, they release it. And, you know, if I didn't read the notes that day or something, they end up missing out. So all of this stuff that we're discussing will be coming to you guys here within the next 2 months. All right, let's talk about the mirror ships. SAB, CasualSAB, has a video out this morning that goes into some very good detail on this. He's able to show off quite a few of the new skins and has some pretty good insights as to what's going into the rest of the pack. So definitely check that out. I'll link him in just a moment here so you guys can see that. Account-wide SAD. Is that one of them? I watched almost all your video. I need to finish it. We're going to talk about that. I hope so. Trizander, what's up, man? Good to see you. Beard, I cut it down a little bit. Don't make it weird. It's always weird. All right, so these ships look really cool. And again, I have not looked through all the details, what little details that are out there. I'd refer you over to CasualSAB's video today for that. But it looks like the Voyager class, the Pathfinder, Pathblazer, whatever it is, it's going to be very similar to the Janeway class ship. Some of the traits that are coming on these ships are looking to be pretty good that I'm hearing through the grapevine. Again, I don't want to discuss it because I don't know exactly what it is. None of us do exactly for sure officially yet. But these will be account unlocked ships. According to CasualSAB, we're probably looking at around $200 or so for these on sale. So they're going to be a little bit expensive. My main account, I will be most likely getting them. I just about have my wife talked into it. All I need to do is maybe trade her for some V-Bucks and we'll be good. But once I get those, I'll go through them in more detail and we can talk about those. I'll get them right away so we can take a look at that. And if it is something you're considering, you know, hopefully you'll be able to get enough information to make it an informed decision on that. But $200 is a lot of money. You know, a year and a half ago, I definitely wouldn't have spent that on buying these or really anything else in the game. Making content is a good excuse to talk myself into, yeah, I need them. But it's a lot of money, and that's really kind of the bottom line there. You're lurking already. Finishing up work. Okay. A workout. I need to do that. I think I'm going to go for a bike ride later. But looking at the skins that are coming on these, they're looking pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited for that. It looks like a few of the ships are going to be really good. Some of the traits are going to be really good. I'm not sure about the consoles yet. So maybe you'll be able to get a 5.3 Galaxy Non-X. Maybe. Mark, we'll see. Too much leak info being said here. We're just looking at the Twitter. Oh, we don't deal in leaks. I refer you. I won't even finish that sentence. Stargate, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. Anything more than $20 in game is like WTF. Yeah, I hear you. You know, when the C-Store ships or Z-Store ships are on sale, you know, for the 24 bucks or 22 something, whatever it is. It's not a bad deal, but, you know, it's one of those things. I mean, it adds up, and it's a lot of money. I mean, the first, 2 years I played this game, I mean, I bought a ship, you know, here and there. You know, for me, you know, I'm boomerish age, I guess you could say. And, you know, you guys know, you bought a game for, you know, 20 to 50 bucks and you played the crap out of that for as long as it took. Or if it was Grand Theft Auto, you know, you just played it forever. But you bought it once, and then, you know, the free-to-play came out. And that's just like this constant kind of thing. So you know, being, you know, conservative about it, I don't think there's anything wrong if you're, you know, pick up a ship every couple months or something like that, because that adds up to buying a couple games a year, you know. But these packs, I mean, you got to be really, really into it. There's nothing wrong, you know, with anyone that wants to do that at all. I mean, I'm going to be one of those people on my main account. And, you know, those people really help keep the game, you know, going, you know, for the rest of us as well. So anyone that buys it, thank you. The worm. Greetings, good to see you. It's about time to drop some money again. Sick of the Zen wait. Yeah, the exchange, according to what I was picking up from Triz, is stuff is still going on the Dill to Zen exchange. It's just taking like 2 weeks in order to do it, and it's bottom dollar exchange rate at the moment. I don't see that changing anytime soon, unfortunately. I went with the Vengeance. I just hate the lottery lockbox. Yeah. I opened 5 boxes, and I'm always like, why did I do that? You know, well, I did it for the Lobby, right? No, so I still have 1,500 from the stupid event, or not stupid, but the event. All right, and then lastly, my last video that I posted was a thank you, basically video to the community for hitting the 7,000 subscribers. And I just want to say again live that I really, really appreciate that, guys and girls. The support has just been awesome. Check that video out. If you leave a comment in it, you'll be entered to win 10 keys. I also have a post up on Twitter, which I need to pin to the top. And then also in Discord are 2 more giveaways for 5 keys. You can enter all 3. If you win more than 1, I'll give you one of them, and it'll be the higher of them. So if you win the YouTube one and one of the other ones, then you'll get the YouTube one, and I'll redraw someone for the other one. So it's just 1 winner per go, but you are welcome to enter all of those giveaways to up your chances there if you're interested in getting some keys and either unlocking some boxes or selling them on the exchange. So, and just so you know, like last time there was a sale on, was it keys? I think it was keys and Zen. I bought 30 lockbox keys. I sold all of them for, I went a little bit cheap because I was in a hurry, but I went like a little bit over 10 million. So I wanted to buy SAD, the space trait for my KDF. And I was able to sell them in like, 30 minutes or less and buy, the trait I wanted, which was like 300 million. But if you're looking for ships and things like that, you're better off buying keys and selling them on the exchange. It's not as fun, and I struggle with it myself, but like I never get a ship, right? If you need dilithium, or not dilithium, but Lobby, I mean, that's really the only way to do it, and maybe you'll get lucky, but don't go opening boxes because you want a ship and then justify it because, well, you got a bunch of Lobby, right? It's funny the things we'll trick ourselves into doing. All right, I think that covers all of the news from this week and upcoming that we're aware of right now. Let me grab the link to CasualSAB's video here, so you guys, if you're interested in checking that out after the stream, definitely do that. Let's see here. Share. Copy. All right, there it is. So if you want more info on the mirror pack here that's coming out, definitely give that a watch. I have too many windows open here. Let me close some of these out. All right. Lastly, what we're going to do today, I meant to put out a video at the beginning of last week when the event started on how to do the Omega particle collection. And with all the stuff that we just went over, it just really sucked up all the time that I had. Even at this point, if you're just starting the event and you're doing that, I'm actually doing the TFO, so we'll talk about that a little bit as well. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Spencer. There's some cool stuff that you can get from doing the particle collection, and so we'll just take a quick look at that, and then that'll probably finish up most of the stream here, unless you guys have additional questions. Let's jump into game, and let's see here. Let's do that, and then I can transwarp to Q, I think, right? Excuse me. Okay, so to progress through the event, you need to get basically 2 points a day. Okay, mine's still on cooldown, so this is going to count for me. So there's a new mission, there's a new TFO, there's an old TFO. So new mission, ground TFO, and this one is the space TFO. I've been doing the space TFO. And the ground, just kind of rotating between that. And then we also have, I'm sorry, that's not. Is Firewall space or ground? Wolf is ground. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't done that one. I've done the Jupiter, Iris, and Wolf is what I've been rotating between. And then you also have the Omega particle generation stabilization, but you can only get 1 point on doing that. So you still have to do one of these other ones, but you can still get rewards just from this individually by itself daily. So I'm going to go through that here real quick, and we can transwarp. This is a nice way, too, if you want to get back to ESD for free. You can just click that and use that to get around the map a lot easier. Only box worth it's Infinity boxes. You know what? You're not wrong. When I opened the 5 the other day, I didn't open the new ones. I just went to the Infinity because there's more stuff to possibly get in there, you know. Let me catch up with chat here before we jump into this. Firewall is ground. Okay. Need about 500 of each mega civilization to get some good upgrades. Yeah, so let's talk about that for a minute before we do it. So when you do the mini game, so there's a mini game that we're going to do, and you're collecting these particles, the better you score on it, you'll get these, and until I go, it's been a while since I've tried to collect these, but you'll basically get these fragments or pieces. They'll be different color coded, and you can use those to make other pieces. And basically, as you go down this chain, you'll be able to make some pretty good upgrades. With the Phoenix packs being available all the time, that's kind of fell by the wayside to me. You used to be able to buy the pieces, so a lot of people would farm them and then sell them, or like me, I would go and buy the pieces and just craft these upgrades. And they were pretty good. So here's the upgrades here. They added a couple different variants. It used to just be one. And they do cost some dilithium. If we look at the best one here, so it's 1 tech, it's 8 times the quality. So if you use this with a booster and you're going, say, from Mark II, then you know, you can upgrade items pretty good with this. And you'll collect basically these pieces. What are they called? Blue Omega Trace. So they're called traces. And there's 3 different colors. It takes 1 of each to make 1 of the components, and then 3 of them to make the next, and on and on and on. So you can farm this event out to make some pretty decent upgrades. Personally, I probably would be going with this one because I don't want to spend my dilithium, but that's up to you. And some people have some systems worked out for this that work pretty well. It's been a while since this is the route that I went. But basically, in the past, you would see a lot more of this farming because you could sell these pieces, you know, year round and anytime. And it was nice too if you just wanted to go pick up a couple of them and make yourself an upgrade or two. It wasn't too expensive to do that. So that's one of the, you know, quote unquote rewards or things, items that you can farm from this event. But there's also these boxes that you can get at the end of doing it daily if you want to do it daily. So let's go ahead and take the mission, and we'll just take a look at how this works here. Am I not close enough? There we go. Talk to Q. Okay, we're going to do the daily here. So here's the rewards. We'll look inside this box here after. But you can get the party horn. These are always cool to have. I try and collect all the ones that I can. You can sell them as well, so they're not bound. And sometimes these can be fairly valuable. And in the anniversary emote boxes, we're definitely going to be looking in that. So this is where you can get a lot of your more rare dance moves and different emotes. You can also get some XP boosts out of these. And then the party box, I think generally this is full of garbage. If there's anything new in this year, let me know. But I know in the past when I've claimed this, I was upset. So let's go ahead and accept this. Colors vary based on the sector, because I'm only getting red. Well, doesn't the actual icon that's floating in space, aren't they different colors, or are they all the same color? So I thought you could go and look for the actual, like, you'll know what you're getting before. Uh-oh, I'm getting whipped. What am I wearing? I guess it's leathery looking. All right, let's go ahead and do this here. Jeff, how's it going? Okay, so I picked up the mission. So I have to go to 3 different places here to do the stabilization. So the first one we're going to have is Vulcan ground. That's a bummer. That's a lot of running. Stabilized particles on Bajor ground. Geez, I got 3 grounds on this. Okay, and then Deep Space 9 or Deep Space 7. Okay. So I'm going to go to Deep Space 7, and then I'm going to go to Vulcan, and then I'm going to transwarp over to Deep Space 9, and we'll go to Bajor. In space, these are a lot easier. Just pull up and click it on ground. Depending on the map, you got to go hunt it down. So we'll take a look at that. So let's go ahead and beam up. Achieve a certain score, you'll get a silver. Okay, so if you do really well, you'll get a silver one. Nice. I got 200k ore piled up. Okay, nice. I wish I had 200k ore piled up. What armor's on the character? That is, I think that is the, it's not the Dyson. What is it? That's the Iconian armor is what I'm using on her. And I'm just using the unlock for it. That's not actually what she's wearing, but yeah, so that comes from the Iconian rep. You just need 3 of the ground pieces to unlock that in the tailor. All right. Where is... Where's Deep Space Case 7? That's actually in the Alpha Quadrant, isn't it? No. K7's all the way down here. Okay. So we're going to go to Vulcan, K7. I thought it was the one up top here. I thought it was the one that was just north and to the right. So Vulcan and Doria, those are probably the worst ones when you're on ground. Unless you get lucky and you beam down and it's right in front of you, because you have to go and find this thing. So if it said, yeah, 30 Sierra, that's right. If it said space, you know, Vulcan in space, then, you know, we'll come in and you'll see there'll be a bunch of people out here picking them up, and you just pull up to one and grab it. Unfortunately, that is not the case, so we're going to beam down. Be close. So you can chase the crowd. If you use the scan button here, this generally is going to point you in the right direction if it's somewhere close. Andoria sucks. Yes, Andoria does suck. It's really spread out. So sometimes they can be like right here, like when you first beam in, or just off to the right or left, but it doesn't look like that's the case here. And I'm not picking up anything on my scan. So sometimes they're up at the top of this mountain over here, or they're way in the back. Should have equipped my boots. Normally I get some sort of bearing using that scanner. I'm not getting nothing. 286 refined dill. No idea what to do with it. You got all the rep gear you want. Buy what Phoenix boxes. That guy's scanner's working. Let's see here. There we go. So once you get in range, using the scanner will point you in the right direction. I find Deep Space Nine sometimes though is like the hardest one for me to find. Cause it's not a big map, but sometimes it's like tucked away somewhere weird. I haven't ran into that problem this time. And then the worst thing is that you run all the way over here, and just as I get there, it despawns. All right, so when I get here, I'm gonna click on it, and the mini game's gonna come up. Now I used to do this with the arrow key, but it is actually a lot better to do with the mouse. So as you just float, it'll change it, and we'll see here. Sometimes I'm in the groove, sometimes I'm not. So, and it'll progressively get faster over time. There isn't a fail, so if you're just doing this to get, you know, one daily point for some reason, then, I mean, you can just AFK it, but, whoops. Whoops. Yeah, but just rolling your mouse up and down is definitely easier than trying to, I'm blowing it, definitely easier than trying to use your keyboard. It sounds kind of counterintuitive, but especially when it starts going fast, there's just no way with the arrows. Because with this, you're just whipping your hand all over the place. So, oh, that's terrible. All right. So what I get there? I got an Omega Silver. Nice. Okay, and then I got one Blue Trace. We're going to take all of that, and we're going to beam up. It's like Guitar Hero. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The only thing is there's no, like, stop, you know, so, like, sometimes, you know, if you fly your mouse all the way up to the top and you leave the little mini game, it still just stays right up there. So I don't know. You just have to practice it. But I'm telling you right now, it is way easier with your mouse. You wish you had gear worth upgrading? There's all kinds of really good gear you can get. Mission drops, rep gear. Where are we going here? All right. Case 7. Whatever. I'm just gonna go. I was gonna go to Miracle Worker ship so we go a little faster, but I think that'll just take more time. Sector-based, particle, Drazana are not red. Okay. Yeah, because I thought the Omega particle little symbol that's on the map coincided with the kind of trace you would get, but I might be wrong about that. Let's speed this up a little bit. I bought Phoenix boxes with dill, probably spent 500k refined on dill, and after opening, I ended up with 2 epics. That's awesome. I haven't gotten an epic in years. I could definitely use 2 of them right now, actually. No, you're not doing it wrong. There's sometimes I've gotten up to like 60% plus of chance for quality upgrade, and it's, you know, ends up going after that, but that's really high chance and it costed me a ton. Then there's other times it'll go in like the first, 1%. Yeah, disco gear is good. The a lot of the kit modules we're using, they're really good. The suck box, as it's been coined, the Mud's Time device, and then the armor and EV suit are very, very good. All right, so we need to go ground. How do you split your action bar? I'll show you when I go back up to space. If you hit F12 while you're in space, and if you look at your current action bar, there'll be a button that says, I think, new, and you click on that and it creates another one. It'll be like a vertical one, and then you can hit out of F12 and rotate it, and then back into F12 and reposition it where you want. All right, where's my scanner? So especially on these ground maps and on stations, your scanner is the way to go. All right, so we got yellow ones in here. All right, we're gonna break 2,000 on this. Here we go. Let me loosen it up. Here we go. No. It's almost harder when it goes slow, because it's like I leave the lane before it grabs it. Oh, I'm blowing it. No. It's not going to be 2,000. No, Jesus Christ. Oh, it was worse than last time. What do we get? All right, we got one yellow. So yes, it looks like if you're out wanting to farm the parts, you go to the different systems, and it should be the same colors, all the time. So we have yellow over here, and before we had blue, and I wonder if it's the same on ground and space in the particular system. Let's see. Boomer, yeah. It's the eyesight. Dude, these lights, they kill me after a little while. I'm gonna blame it on the lights. Alright, so to split your bar, you'll hit F12. And so if I deleted this, there'll be a little green button here that says new. You'll click that and the bar will pop up. It'll be like vertical over here, and then you can just grab it, drag it down, and then when you go to back, turn your UI back on, if you click on these little boxes, you can increase how many are in here, and you can rotate it with this button here. So that is how you would add a second tray there. I think I have a video on that too. I think it's in the keybind video. All right, so where are we going next? We need to go to Bajor. So for Bajor, we are going to save our transwarp. I don't think I even have one to do Space 9 on this character. So I'm going to go with Gamma Quadrants, and we're going to hail. So if you're unaware, use mission starts to transwarp to places that you want to get to. There's a couple places that, me personally, I go a lot, like Deep Space Nine or Sol System or wherever. But there's a ton of missions that you can use to just kind of get from A to B without having to use your transwarp. Where's Bajor? There it is. You're happy if you get 650? Okay, so I'm doing all right. What am I doing wrong? Where's Bajor? Let's look. I lose my mind. Where's Bajor at? Poach Deep Space 9. Okay, it's over here. Yeah, no problem. Jeez. Other side of the sun. I was a little disoriented. We're going to blame that on the lights again. Not the boomerism. Boomerism? That's not a word. That's like Triz and his nubility. I really like that. All right, so we have red ones up here in space. Okay, so the first ones were blue, seconds were yellow, and then we have red up here. So, and if you're wanting just to farm this, you don't even have to have the mission or any of that kind of thing. You can just go, you know, here, farm a whole bunch of red, go to Vulcan and farm a bunch of blue, and vice versa, and you can just do that all day. So 2.7 is the max. Yeah, I think the highest I've got was like 26, I want to say 25 or 26. All right, let's beam down. An invite for PvP? I will get my butt whooped PvPing. I am not set up for that. CasualSAB is, though, I believe. All right. This one was fairly close. That's nice. All right, here we go. The traces, you can, if that's what you're asking about, boy, you cannot any longer. You used to be able to. Yeah, some people still PvP. It's not a real big community, but there is some that that still do it. I'm all for it. I just I've done it a few times. It's like anything else, you know, if you're min-maxing, you know, you got to build for it, specific for it. There's specific things that are best for it. I have some of that stuff. I'm not real knowledgeable about, you know, how to do that, because this game is half of it, Jesus Christ, half of it is having the stuff, but more importantly, it's how to use it. I mean, you can have very little in this game and do very, very well if you just know how to use things correctly and time them and stack them. I am blowing it. That surprises me. I thought I was going to do worse. All right, whatever. Are the old multi-mission Vespa ships today, or can they be built? I don't have any of those. I personally like the way that they look. In terms of what you could or couldn't do with it, I would need to look at that to give you a fair answer. I wouldn't say anything's obsolete. I mean, there's always going to be something better that comes around, right? But I don't think obsolete would be a word I would use for pretty much any ship in the game. Because if you build it outright, you can do just extremely well still. So, are there ships that it's easier to build well with? Probably. Given the age of those, you know, if you're going Psi, there's, you know, a couple ships that are very, very good. I personally like the Titan. I've been thinking about doing a video on, like, what's my favorite ship, but it's been kind of hard because it's like, favorite ship in what way, right? But I always come back to the Titan, because the Titan, you can do torpedo builds, you could do energy weapon builds, you can do science builds, and it looks amazing. Console that comes on, it's excellent. The trait's kind of okay, and that's kind of where it's like, if it had a little better trait or a little more, you know, a trait that had a little more utility to it, then it would be like my all-time favorite ship in the whole wide world. Larry, how's it going? But you know, if you're, you know, limited in how many, you know, ships you know, are able to buy, then, you know, there's a couple, like if you look at like my top 4, top 5 video on C-Store ships, those were around the ship being good and the utility of the trait, right? But as soon as you start getting outside of some of the utility of the trait part of it, the Titan becomes number 1 to me. It's just, it's an excellent, excellent ship. Nephew time. Boy, thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it. Have a good one. And I say man in a non-gender sense. It's kind of like dude. All right, let's go ahead and turn this in. Can I transport back there with it being currently slotted? I can. Okay. And let me make sure I have it all completed. Yep, return to queue. Okay, so I'm going to transport back to Earth Space Dock. Best of C-Store ship video, and got the Arbiter. Yeah, Arbiter's an excellent ship. It's the first ship I ever bought as well. Is that true? No, I think I got actually one of like the first Intel ships. It was a mistake. I mean, the ship was cool. I enjoyed it, but I didn't know a lot about, you know, traits and those kinds of things. But the Arbiter is an excellent, excellent ship. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and turn this mission into queue. And I already have a popper, so I'm gonna skip that since we can just already see what it is. You can get some dill. I wouldn't do that either. So get yourself a popper, or the emote pack is good. I'll pick this on another tune off stream just to see what's in it. I'm gonna go with the anniversary emote pack. And are these tied to character or account? Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Okay, so these are bound to character. Let's go ahead and open it up. Now, these here, in the past, I've been able to move these around character, and I've been able to sell these. These can be pretty valuable to people, especially when they're leveling tunes and things like that. Last time I looked, these were going for in between 5 and 10 million. I don't know if that's changed in terms of them being bound to character, but I can tell you for a fact, the ones from last year, I just sold 2 of them because I had a bunch of these boxes on the exchange. So I'm assuming that hasn't changed, but we won't know until we claim it. And then you have all your different kinds of emotes here. I think I have most of these. Slow clap. Yeah, so it gets rid of what you already have unlocked. So I'm not going to claim any of these on this particular tune. And I've already claimed all the dance ones out of that. So I am going to go with the experience boost pool. And where did that go? Here we go. Let's move that down. Yep, so 25,000 experience boost. This is a really good boost. The only other place to get something like that is going to be from the C-Store. I would use them, save them for when, a recruit comes out, or if there's a recruit that you're working on. They're extremely helpful, or if you're doing some power leveling with assignments and running one of these. So they're going for 3.6 right now, and that's because there's a lot of them on the market. But if you farm these out and save them for a couple months, especially if another recruit event comes out and you have these just sitting in your bank and then you decide to sell them there, you'll make some really good EC. What do you guys think about my green screen background? Where did I record that from? I did a demo record of, I think, about right here. Is that right? I have it masked, so it's kind of cutting out the middle of the screen. But I wanted to have something that was kind of animated, but not too much. Let's see if I can make it any bigger here. Oh, that's weird. I'm looking at my preview here. See if I can line it up. I think the angle I have, the angle I have is off because I was actually over the railing a little bit on the demo record. Oh no, I'm messing with my scene now. Okay, wrong button. Anyways, it's that nerd stuff, you know. I do really like this armor. Sometimes it's kind of shiny, and then sometimes it's kind of like matte looking. Sometimes it's really shiny. All right, let's catch up on chat here, and then that is most likely going to do it for me. So just to recap, check the links in the description. Some of those free keys are still available. It looks like Crucial is out, but Alienware still has some keys for boost, inventory slots, and ground weapon. Make sure you grab your tier 6 coupon. Everybody has that available to them. What else? I have some key giveaways going. There's a YouTube video that I have if you comment on it. Links down in the description. There's also a giveaway going separately on Discord and on Twitter. Sorry, I was thinking about something else at the same time. Fix that. What else? I think that's everything. What do you think of Voyager J? The Janeway? I love it. I fly that a lot on my main. I personally like the ship a lot. Are any of the new Lockbox stuff like super good? As of right now, from what I've seen, not really. Spencer would be a little better, CasualSAB, to answer those questions. He goes into a little more detail on some of the videos that he has on it. I think the ship is cool, the Emerald Chain ship. There is a trait, it's the shield hacking trait that I'm using on some supports and on my free-to-play Torp build. Tractor beam will shut off the shields for 5 seconds, which is pretty strong, you know, especially on a free-to-play account or an account where you don't have a lot of stuff that's specifically for either kinetic or torpedo stuff. So those are pretty good, and they're pretty cheap at the moment, like under $1 million. What would you change in it to... let me catch up here. So a Torp build, I have like a free-to-play one, and also like I've spent a little bit of money build on it. I mean, you can see the differences there, but if you're talking, you know, like close to meta kind of build, there are some lobby ships that are must-have. So here's what I would say. You could put together a viable Torp build that's very, very good with one lobby ship and one C-Store ship. So that would be the Gagarin for Entwined Tactical Matrix, and then on lobby would be the Sona Battlecruiser for subspatial warheads. Those two right there would have you doing very, very well. And then anything you add to that, like Ceaseless Momentum, or even some of the ones like Strike from Shadows, some of the ones from my top 4 would help. So, you know, a lot of like the high-end meta builds are also going to use Ruin of My Enemy and some of the stuff from some promo ships. So it can get expensive if you're, you know, fully decking it out, but just with those two traits that I mentioned, and, you know, mostly rep gear, I mean, you can do very, very well. I mean, I'm talking, you know, 500 to 800K, you know, in an ISC run. So it's definitely doable without, you know, going crazy with promo ships and things like that. But I mean, I would guess, you know, a fully meta, decked out, 100% everything you can possibly, you know, want in a Torp build right now. You know, if you didn't have luck and you just kind of, you know, on all the averages of opening boxes and things like that, I mean, you're at like $1,000+. It's crazy. You want to make a good carrier build? I get a lot of requests for that. The issue is that there's not much in the game that boosts pets is the problem. There's like 1 or 2 consoles. There's one really good trait, but it's on an extremely expensive lockbox ship. And then I think there's 1 or 2 personal space traits. I wish that they would add more to that, because carriers in general need some help, you know, being that there's, you know, a 3-3 and the 2 hangar bays. You know, if you figure a flight deck carrier is a 4-4 with 2 hangar bays, so it's kind of like, you know, it almost makes it obsolete, I guess, to go back to what was said earlier. But if they were to, you know, make it easy to get some gear or traits or something like that that would boost, you know, hangar pets, then I think that would help straight up carriers quite a bit. No test dummy map, TFO, and patrol diff all. I think there's a test dummy map on Tribble, the test server. I've actually only been on it once, like the actual server, the test server. Generally, I mean, we run all our stuff in, at least for space, in ISAs or ISEs, because it's the most kind of consistent, you know, map that's quick, and it's generally what we do, you know, the record runs against. But for, I'm trying to think if there's any other like patrols or something. I mean, it's about, you can make any of them a test map. Like if you were to say, okay, ninth rule, the end of that, I'm going to start a parse and I'm going to parse the end of it, right? But it really would come down to whatever you wanted to do and doing it multiple times so you can, you know, compare, okay, it was this and now I'm doing this, right? Otherwise, you know, the most widely accepted would be to go in and do, you know, like an ISA pug, right? And there's some randomization in that depending on who's on your team, just randomly. But that would be the best way to, you know, get a comparison just in general of how a particular build's doing to, you know, the greater community at large. If you're looking to, you know, do some test stuff by yourself, you would just need to find a place that you like to do it, set up a baseline, and then you can compare it against that. You make carriers do a decent amount of damage, but they'll never do as much as normal size ships. Yeah, I mean, currently, yeah, you're right, Stu. They're just there's just not enough slots, you know, weapon slots, and there's not enough traits for them. Is the problem. They're fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, especially if you have what is it, SAD. They become a whole lot of fun. T6 anniversary with my tier 5. Thinking about getting tier 6 Vespa with tier 5 6. Using the tier 5 skin. I do really like the way that I like the way that the tier 5 skin looks better than the tier 6 as well on that, Mark. So, and I don't want to like poo-poo carriers, like if that's what you want to do, because you can build a character or a carrier build that'll work great. I mean, it's not like you're going to go in and just not, you know, have fun. You're going to have fun and you could do very, very well with it. Carriers just aren't going to break any records. But I mean, let's face it, you know, most of us aren't, you know, doing that all the time, and that's not kind of the point, right? So you could build a carrier that'll work in elite content and every single mission and every pug and have a good time doing it. So there's just not a lot if you're looking to like min-max it that you can do to really, really boost that stuff. Be better if the damage scaled with your tack. Yes. See, and I thought back in the day until I was corrected that like if I had pets that use phasers and I built my ship phasers, you know, and I'm boosting phaser damage, that would also boost them. I guess it doesn't make sense because those consoles aren't on the carriers, but yes, that would be huge. I mean, I think there's some little things they could do like that. The problem is, you know, a lot of times I don't think they know exactly how things are going to interact or really work until they go live and, you know, we get a hold of the stuff. But I mean, they can always nerf it if they had to, or buff it. I have a few of the tier 5 mirror ships. Any advice on how to make them work? They're tough, and the reason they're tough for advanced content, and you can make it work, but you have to build it like with a tank, like as a tank, in terms of, you know, lots of hit points, lots of resistance, because the issue is that they just don't have a lot of hit points. Other than that, they're great. And I have, like on my free-to-play, I ran a few of them where there's a fleet one that's basically in the same kind of class, and I can do, you know, ISA pug runs in it, but, you know, if there's not, you know, if the rest of the team is doing as good as I am, then it can be a little bit of a struggle, and they can be kind of tough to make work. But my advice would be build up the hit points as much, regen, and also the resistance rating. If you do that, then they'll work. You won't be doing a ton of damage because you're trading off, you know, for that survivability a little bit, but you can still do well, you know, with it. At least get through the content and feel like you're working for it too, right? Is 8 million scalable for selling Is 8 million acceptable for selling 25 DPS bonus? Parker, I don't understand what you're asking. Are you looking at buying something for 8 million that's going to give you an extra 25k or 25k DPS bonus? Selling elite meta. Yeah, I mean, the game on the free end casually can be played all the way up, you know, in advanced mode, and for free uncasually on elite, no problem. I mean, I have multiple tunes and builds on my free-to-play that can play elite all day long. They're not breaking records, but I can play it no problem. Do you think there will be a promo ship choice in this year's event? That's a good question. My guess is it'll at least be this, you know, the same kind of reward pack that we got this year, and hopefully then it'll include any of, you know, the ships that came out in 2021. Because for instance, like, you know, with the pack that you got for last year's, you're not able to get like the Earth Defense ship. You can't get the Janeway. So anything that came out after the event started, that year-long event, you couldn't get any of those ships. So I'm hoping it'll be the same kind of thing, but they'll then add in all the ships from last year, 2021. That's my hope. Is 8,000 EC acceptable for... Oh, gotcha. Well, so if you're buying it, no, do the event. If you're going to sell it, I mean, the more the merrier, but you need to look at what anybody, you know, what's the lowest it's going for. If they're going for 4 and you put it up for 8, it's not going to sell. I would hang on to it unless you need my, you know, EC right away. But you're going to want to go with close to whatever's, you know, the lowest are running at. 16 Zen per day doesn't seem so bad now. I should have made it 1 to 100 exchange rate without wait time. Yeah. The wait times are a bummer. I mean, I guess at a minimum, at least it's still going, but yeah. That, you know, if you're around before, it's easy to complain about the way that it is, and it does suck, you know, with how long it's taking, but on the flip side of that, I'm not aware of any other game that allows you to collect free in-game resources and exchange it for a currency that would only be obtainable with, you know, IRL money. It still sucks we gotta wait, and the exchange rate sucks compared to where it was, but at least it's there. I don't know if that's... if you're pumping it up by at least, you know, then maybe it's not real good. But I still think it's viable. It just takes a long time. Is there a new / high-end version of the Gemidar Dreadnought Carrier and or the original one? Well, they came out with the carriers. They're not Dreadnought carriers. So they came out with the carrier with the there's a Gemidar version, Klingon, and I think a Fed one. But they're straight carriers. The Dreadnought carrier is going to be better. It's going to have more weapons. I grind nearly enough over the past few weeks to almost buy the new bundle. That's not bad. And converted it into Zen, Spencer? Because the ships use high-end there. Okay, free-to-play guides out there. Yeah, and I'm going to focus more on, you know, your free and budget builds, because basically, you know, what I've done over this last year is taken my free-to-play account using, you know, basically 100% free stuff or things I've ground out in game, to, you know, show here's viable builds, here's the basics for that, and we'll start moving up a little bit more. It'll be a little bit harder for new people coming in, say, next year, but they'll just need to go back, look at the other videos and work their way up. But you know, the issue is that there's only so much for me to tell you at a particular level, right? Because once it's there, it's there. And really on the free-to-play or budget model, it's really a time thing, right? So doing these events and collecting the resources and those kinds of things. And so people that are newer to the game now, free to play, you know, going towards the end of next year, they're going to be in a place where they're going to need, you know, videos on, okay, I have some of these basic things. How do I maximize that? So I think I've covered, you know, the free to play entry level stuff up through about, you know, the mid. And then once you get into the real high end stuff, Augie has some really good stuff on that. I'll probably do more of, I don't know, not like here's how you build this particular ship, but, you know, a particular kind of build and kind of the methodology behind what you want to look at, some of the things that are good for it, so you can take that and apply it to, you know, multiple different ships, or take that maybe and tweak it how you want it to be. 6K, okay, up a few days back. Might have to toss 50, but still though, I mean, $50 and the rest you ground out in game, that's pretty good. All right, guys, I think that is going to do it for me today. If you have additional questions, be it build, game economics, whatever it may be, hit up the Discord. There's just an awesome community in there, and we would all be more than happy to answer any of those questions for you. It's hard to get to everything in the live streams, but I hope today's stream was helpful. I will probably continue on the every other week. I did stream last week as well. I just want to make sure during, you know, the week I put out videos, especially if, you know, there's events and things like this going on, but then to do just kind of a recap so we can say, hey, here's the things that are going on, and do you have any questions on, you know, that stuff, clarify, or maybe you didn't see some of those videos and you're able to catch the live stream and you're aware. You know, we don't want anybody to miss out on that free tier 6 coupon they're giving away, or any of the other goodies that have come out. So what else? If you are having a good time, enjoying the stream, definitely hit the sub button and the thumbs up. That always helps YouTube like me. What else am I forgetting here? I think that's it. Join the giveaways. Links are down in the descriptions. I think that's it, guys. Yeah. I appreciate every single one of you for coming out. Thank you for all the support over last year. You guys are awesome, and I really, really appreciate you. So until next time, stay safe and have a good one. Rob, I love you too. Hex Jim, have a good one. Javin, have a good one. Thanks for showing up. 07s, everyone. Trizander, I love you equally to Rob. We'll keep it fair. Stu 1701, have a good one. Guys, check 1701 out, his YouTube channel. It's got some great stuff. Chai Chi, I'm going to get that right one day. Have a good one. Mark, thanks for showing up, bud. Have a good one, guys. Appreciate you.